Alright, surprise stream today. Getting on, gonna play a little bit of Katamari Damacy here. Wanted to get on and play, and happy to share the time online with people who want something to watch. So I'm going to go ahead and get that pulled up, like starting with it off, because the soundtrack and sound effects are so darn loud for Katamari. So just getting that booted up right now. Lots of news to talk about today. Been working on that PC build I've mentioned time and time again in every stream, but should be finishing it tomorrow. Once the motherboard comes in, I'm going to slap everything on that, and we should be good to go. That's loud. Alright. As my friends say, rip headphone users. I'm gonna... Alright, so volume should be good there. Swap over to this. And there we go. Alright, every time I get on here, I'm gonna have to relearn controls, so start up with that. So AJ to move there, DL to move rightward, WI to move forward. And if the gameplay weren't rough enough the first time, now we're going in with fresh hands again. So this PC build has ended up becoming more than I initially anticipated. For anyone who's been tuning into the ongoing saga, I've been trying to get my hands on a CPU for a while now, trying to get my hands on a Zen 3 processor. Just so happens that local to me there is a retailer called Micro Center. Yo, yeah, we're doing some roly-poly-oly today, young Surge. Felt like getting on. It's been a good day so far. It's been a short day with how late I get up, but wanted to get on, do a little bit of play, and just chat some. I'm glad that roly-poly-oly? Yeah, heck yeah. No, I remember watching that show. You got up at 10 I was like, PM? Well, so I raced back over to the Micro Center yesterday, young Surge, and it's funny. I was trying to get a white case for the PC, which I told you, but by the time I got there, that one was gone. So I ended up getting a black case for it, because at that point I was just like, look, I just need a case to put the PC in, and I don't really care about all the aesthetic stuff. If it works, it works. So I got there, they had a black case. Yeah, me too, man. I mean, I've been getting these late starts to the day, almost every day, but with spring semester coming back around, I'm trying to get back to... Yeah, the white case would have looked slick, and that was the goal. But if it comes down to it, and I'm just like, look, I need a part, I'm just gonna get what's there. What really got me was that there was a sale on the white case where it would have been 110, and I go to check out the black case, and they're like, yeah, it's 180. I'm like, apparently this sale was only on the white case. I ended up paying like an extra $70 to get the black case, which wasn't even the one that I wanted, but impatience won out, and I just got the black case to put everything in. So I started assembling it a little bit yesterday. I'm waiting on the motherboard to come in tomorrow, which is really going to be the biggest part of the build, because I'm going to be able to slap the CPU on it, the graphics card, the CPU fan that I got, and start wiring everything together. But I put the power supply in the case yesterday, and I started doing a little bit of cable management just to save time on some of that tomorrow, because the motherboard should be coming in from Amazon tomorrow. As soon as that happens, tomorrow doesn't matter how late, I need to stay up, build's getting done. We're gonna finish it off. So I was just telling a story about some of the ongoing saga for that, which you're aware of because we've been chatting on the phone, but I'll fill in anyone who may watch this later. I've been waiting to receive a GPU from a friend who was very courteously going to send me along a 2070 Super for free. I'm going to start up a little bit of gameplay here, and I'll chat as I do that. But was sending me a 2070 Super for free. But he's out on the East Coast, and there have been some crazy delays. And it's not because of the delay that I ended up going with something else, but as I've been trying to obtain a CPU, you can't get so many parts. Word of the day, Piccolo. All right, we'll get to that in just a moment. I've noticed that I ramble and jump subjects, so I want to finish off this one subject, and then I will jump into the chat. But I've been trying to get this CPU fiercely. You can't get them online because a bunch of people have bots set up that as soon as there's stock available, the stock will go. It's gone. People are scalping them. They're very difficult to obtain, except for the store Micro Center, where they don't allow online transactions of the recent generation. You have to physically go into a store. Now, that doesn't prevent scalpers from actually going into the store and trying to get them, but what it means is if you really want to get it, you have to show up at like 4 to 6 a.m. and stand out, for me in my climate, in the cold in like 0 to 10 degrees for about 4 to 5 hours before store opening so that you can be in the front of the line to make sure you're going to get what you want. And then you don't even know what's going to come in on that shipment for the day. So I went the day after Christmas to try my luck. And I ended up so far back in the line because I'd never been to a Micro Center. I thought maybe it was like a local mom and pop thing, and it's not. It's like a medium-sized chain that has more specialized electronics than, say, like a Best Buy. They do more high-level stuff, but they move less stock. But you have to go in to buy these things. So I show up the day after Christmas, and just so happened that they got in like 75 processors. They were all sold out before I even made it in the door. But at least then I learned that there is a local place where I could try to get these that's not online. So I go on Saturday, and I'm waiting in line like an hour and a half before store opening, hoping that they would be restocking CPUs that day. They didn't. But what they did happen to restock, and what I was not there for, was a bunch of 30 series NVIDIA graphics cards. So they had 3080s, which are pretty much as unobtainable as like the Ryzen Zen 3 processor CPUs right now. And I said, I'm not one to pass up on a chance like that. So I bought a 3080, and since then I've had to buy a different motherboard that has PCIe 4.0s to fit it, which is the one coming in tomorrow. And then yesterday I went and I waited from 7 a.m. until store opening at 11 out in the cold. Like I said, it was actually a little bit warmer yesterday. I didn't feel like I was going to lose my toes to frostbite, which I definitely felt was the case on Saturday. It was so freaking cold. But I got my hands on a Zen 3 processor, the AMD Ryzen 9 5900X, which is nearly top of the line. It's actually just one shy of the most current generation, but the 5950X doesn't really offer much in the way of performance beyond the 5900, and it costs an extra $250. So it wasn't worth doing that. But all that said, once the motherboard comes in tomorrow, I've been waiting long enough. This build is getting done. And maybe we'll do a stream tomorrow evening to really test it if I'm not thoroughly exhausted afterward, but Wednesday will definitely be on. Alright, jumping into chat. So, Young Surge sent a link from CDN. I'm going to pull that up. He said, here's what you need. I'm wondering, is this a case for the computer? Oh, yeah. So, this would be a small story, but I'll tell the story real quick. Let me pull that up so people can see. This is the thing, is every time I share links in Young Surge's chat, he'll go and show it for the audience. So I want to make sure that I honor y'all with the same here. I gotta find the capture because this is hilarious. I'm trying to do a window capture and it's, of course, being a little funky. I don't think it's. Oh yeah, screenshot. It's just named weird. So Hot Wheels setup. Brilliant colors. Couldn't look better. I mean, honestly, that's going to be way more aesthetic than and way more conjoined as far as visuals than what my build will be. But in high school, I mean, I've got a million nicknames. Depending on who you talk to, people call me differently. Some people call me Red. Some people call me Maurice. No, that's a joke. Some people call me Red. Kayshawn on here calls me Harles, which is a nickname I also picked up in high school. People figured if Charlie is short for Charles, then Harley must be short for Harles, and thus the people calling me Harles. But in high school, there were two other just odd nicknames that came across. Some people call me Vroom Vroom because I'm named after a motorcycle. And that was kind of a non-obvious nickname to me, but it stuck to some people apparently because it got around. And then another one was some people call me Hot Wheels because of my last name is Wheeler. And now I've just revealed my full name. But with my last name being Wheeler and my first name being Harley, people are like, Hot Wheels. Okay, alright. It's another nickname. And then we had Harley Dent, and of course Harley Quinn, and a million other variations of the name. So, there's your story. There's a name story for today. So, Hot Wheels. And maybe we'll end up making that emoji. But Young Surge, on the topic of emojis, I know that recently I popped in your chat and we had a conversation about adding emojis. So the means to do it is by way of an extension that you can put on your browser called Franker Face Z, or another option is a extension called Better Twitch Television, which is betterttv.com. So we can go over that sometime. But for instance, if you were to download or install the Franker Face Z extension into like your Google Chrome or your Mozilla, I've actually set up a number of channel-specific emotes that you could get access to. Now, unfortunately, if you don't have the app, you can't see them. But if you're a regular on Twitch and you want access to extra emotes, there are a lot of streamers who will have a Franker Face Z account set up, and they'll choose they'll choose a stock of emotes for people to use on their channel, which you don't have to like be a subscriber or anything to get. It's just, and you can upload stuff, so you can make specific emotes just like you would for like, if you're a Twitch affiliate. Or you get one of the achievement caps. So we can go over that sometime. I set some stuff up for this channel, but only the people that have that extension are going to be able to use it. But it's not difficult to set up. Yep, Professor Pikachu. All right, that's some of the stories for the day. I got some other ones I'm going to intersperse throughout the stream, but let's not front load it too much. Let's go and flub up some gameplay. Because this whole two-handed directionality of this game is really non-intuitive to me. So having not played this in like a week at this point, probably gonna be a little bit rough. And I'm trying to like feel out the audio on this. I know that last time there were some thoughts that maybe it was, oh, we're surrounded by rats. That it was clipping a little bit, and initially the game volume was too loud. So hopefully that's not the case today. But let me know if we notice anything. The Katamari should be, let's see, around a juicy 12 meters. So we got a lot of things on the board that I see that are bigger than us, like these mice or rats. I don't know if we'll be able to roll up these cans of what look like soda. And then it looks like there's some strawberries or something of the sort here in the distance. You're not big enough to get these initially, so we gotta target some stuff that's gonna be appropriate size for the Katamari. Got 18 minutes. That's, I think the most I've had on any round is like 11 or 12 minutes. So if we got 18 minutes, we look forward to a nice Katamari bedraggled prince. You know, he always calls us like loser prince or something, but bedraggled is actually a good word. Okay. Speaking of good words, before we start this, word of the day, supplied by Keishan and his commitment to educating the masses. Piccolo, adjective. Okay. Definition of piccolo. Smaller than ordinary sizes. Piccolo, banjo piccolo. Noun, plural, piccolos. Definition of piccolo, entry 2 of 2. A small, shrill flute whose range is an octave higher than that of an ordinary flute. So during band days, I know that pretty much people wouldn't want to chill around the piccolos because, as it said, they're shrill. But I thought they could do some pretty neat melodies. I think it's a cool instrument. I think almost any instrument is cool. In fact, I recently moved my kalimba into the room, which I might fiddle around with sometime here on streams in the near future. I've been trying to get my hands back on some of the stuff I can play on kalimba, so like a bunch of Legend of Zelda music and like Lord of the Rings music, you know, anything I've just decided to pick up on ear over time. So I might play around with kalimba a bit during streams. But piccolo's neat, but the other definition is smaller than ordinary sizes. So you could do like a piccolo tuning on a bass guitar, and that's not a standard thing to do, but it's actually an interesting thing because you can change the timbre of the instrument. You can retune your instrument to make it sound cool. So piccolo tuning on bass is an interesting thing. I've never tuned my bass that way, but I've had some friends that have done it, and you know, sometimes you have to change up what you're doing to make it interesting, to make it fresh, and to explore something new again. So retuning an instrument like a guitar or a bass is a cool way to spice things up and allow yourself some room to get creative in ways that maybe you become stagnant in your brain. Just retune your instrument, learn a different way to play it. Suddenly the fretboard's entirely different. And sometimes it's just that little bit of change that you need to inspire you to do something neat. All right, and on that note, let's roll. I'm flubbing up these controls. Okay, so I had set I and K to walking around. Okay. Yeah, that was a rough start. Whoa. I think they gave us some... Oh, you know what it was? I think it's because we rolled up like a bit of cheese, and now, whereas previously we weren't interesting to the mice, we added cheese to the Katamari, and now they're all about tracking us down. So I haven't been on in a little bit now, so for anyone who may hop in, not yet, which is okay. This was a surprise stream, so it'll be up as the VOD, and if anyone's watching it back later, I hope everyone had a good holiday and a good New Year. I got some stories to tell about some funny stuff that happened around this New Year. I've had a genuinely good laugh about reflecting on. Um, so time every now and again, I'll mention that there's some people that I play games with that are personal friends. It's an interesting story. This semester, so my first semester working on my PhD, I became introduced to a really neat group of people through a fellow PhD student who has a group of people she knows from her time during undergrad and her master's. And now she's at the PhD program that I'm in as well, and that's how we've met. But earlier in this semester, she had offered for me to jump into a Discord server with a bunch of her friends to play Among Us, which I took her up on. I mean, nowadays we all know that things can get a little boring with the social isolation. So I wanted to take up the opportunity to interact with some people. Got on, played some Among Us, and looking a little bit more around the Discord server, I saw that the people were like really into anime, which you only find every so often, and among whom, yeah. But we still gotta sort out bringing you in on an Among Us session, Young Surge. It's just with the holidays, it's kind of died down a little bit. Usually it'd be pretty regular, but it's like people fell out of the habit of doing it on like a weekly basis, and so now it's bringing people back into the fold of doing it, and we'll bring you into the fold as well. But they initially brought me in just to play some Among Us, and I saw on the Discord server they had some channels set up for like talking about anime, and I was like, oh, that's not something I get to chat about with people too often, because how many people, especially sane, reasonably normal people, enjoy anime. It's becoming a much more normal thing, which is funny because I don't know, it's like growing up listening to metal in the South. Everyone thinks you're like some satanic freak, and that's largely changing, but anime was not largely accepted during my youth, and now that's something that's starting to be accepted more. So it's neat to see these changes. And I gotta run away from this dog so it doesn't wreck my Katamari here. Walked right into its path. Alright, dodged. So aside from playing the Among Us, I kind of joined up with this group and started like watching animes with them, talking about that, and just doing other things for fun. I gotta orient myself to where this was going. But it's funny because even though I was becoming tight with this friend group, I had never actually met any of them in person. All the interactions were online. And so on New Year's Eve, I actually ended up getting together with this girl from my PhD program. Her brother, who's also on this Discord server, is in town right now around the holidays, and I know that they are being incredibly responsible about social isolation, so myself doing that as well, I was happy to meet up with them and actually meet some of these people in person. So we met at a local park here in Minnesota, and every park is around a lake. It's the land of 10,000 lakes, and so like most of the recreation is based around lakes up here. So we meet up at this lake, and I'm in the parking lot, and I got there a little early because the roads have been so icy recently. I wanted to allow myself time to, drive there safely and get there on time. I like being prompt in general. So, got there a little early, and I'm sitting in the parking lot, just chilling, waiting till it's closer to the time that I was actually supposed to be there. And I'm just watching a bunch of people going around on skis on the sidewalk. I was a little bit, mind blown, because where I came from in Virginia, people skied, but they'd always go to like this place called Massanutten. They'd go to slopes, and they'd go to places that had what I thought was a thicker buildup of ice and snow. But here it was like there were maybe a few inches on the ground, and people are just skiing down the sidewalks, which, you know, I've come to learn is cross-country skiing and is not like any crazy thing by any measure. But for me, having grown up in the South, like just watching these people casually ski down the sidewalks was like very funny to me. So I was just watching that for a while, and it was a little bit delighting because it was new to me, having been from the South, and you know, there's only so many times in your life that you get to have your mind blown by things like that. So I just kind of soaked it in. But then my friends arrived, and I met them, and it was a good time. One of the first things we did, because this was over by a lake, was we decided that to get to one of the trails that we wanted to walk along, we walked over a frozen lake. Now, in the north, that's nothing crazy. But if you've grown up pretty much all of your life in the South like I have, it's funny because one of the things you're told, like, is never walk on frozen lakes. Just don't do it. Like, don't walk out on frozen water. And the reason why is because in the South, a lake can be frozen, but it's maybe like an inch of it is frozen. And you walk out on it, and it's not safe to do. Like, the ice can break, you fall in, you're gonna, you know, get hypothermia or drown or become an issue for the local rescue forces. So you just don't go out on iced over lakes in the South. It's not a safe thing to do. But here in Minnesota it is, because the ice freezes so thoroughly that like people go out and they do ice fishing, and you know, they'll skate on the lakes. It's a very normal thing. But like the first thing that we did was walk out on this ice, and it was just so funny to me because it was so contrary to everything I had heard growing up of like, don't walk on iced over lakes. So we did that for a bit, and just my mind was blown by doing that. Because it was so contrary to like my entire youth of being told don't go on frozen lakes. So that was a delight. It's a very simple thing, but you know, sometimes you gotta allow yourself the humor of those simple things. All right, so we kind of exhausted, I think, most of the things that we would have been able to roll up down there. So move down here. I'm gonna try to roll up. It looks like there's a bunch of flower pots we can get here. In Forza, you can drive on the lake during the winter. So you can drive on lakes during winter. Now, I don't know, like, in general, there's not roads connected to the ones out here as far as I know of. But, yeah, you can do that. You can drive on some lakes during the winter. As I've been going into the micro center local to me these mornings, though, and like I said, the normal temperature here in recent weeks has been pretty consistently between like 0 and 10 degrees. So it is constantly freezing, and we've had a handful of days of like interspersed snow. So there's been a pretty consistent collection of snow on the ground. And in the morning, when it's coldest, a good collection of ice on the road. So I've really had to be a bit cautious about driving, and it's nice that I've got all-wheel drive on my vehicle, because I won't say that like I'm a dumb driver and I really need it or I'm relying on it or anything, but sometimes I've been pulling up towards stops and there's just ice that my tires catch, and it's done well for me to have that all-wheel drive for sure. Yeah, I don't know in Forza, though, that you could drive that fast on snow, as I imagine they do in Forza, but you can definitely drive out on ice. Alright, I think we're only at 1 meter, so we've been taking this, like, egregiously slow. And I'm hoping we start to roll up some bigger stuff here. Yeah, because we need to. If we've got to repeat this is fine. I just started up the stream, so I'm not too focused on the game. And I mean, we want to get to the point where we're rolling up people, and then things are really going to speed up. They got some mask festival going on and a bunch of gobans laid across the tables. This is neat. My physics intuition told me it's entirely feasible. Yeah, it's interesting because I guess like, what the heck? Oh, you have to be beyond 1.5 meters to cross that area. That's what that means. Okay, cool. Well, we're almost there. But they had bonds and stuff on the table here. They had actually 2 crows playing Go against one another on one of the tables. That was funny. We're almost to 1.5 meters. Almost. Alright. Yeah, it's like, physics tells you it's possible, but then like knowing that they actually do it here in the north is another thing. So like the fact that people can drive cars out on ice, it's like, you might know that it's possible, but like the fact they actually do it, so happy to confirm that for you, because my mind has just been blown by all this northern stuff. One of the things I'm going to need to do is get myself a monthly subscription for car washes, because they salt the roads so much here that I've got to worry about like a corrosion on my vehicle. So while I was standing in these micro center lines trying to get computer parts, people told me that there's this local service called Mr. Car Wash where you can pay $25 a month and it's like a drive-through car wash. And for that $25, you can get your vehicle washed as many times as you want. So I need to go do that because with all the years I'm about to spend up here on these salted roads, if I don't do that, my vehicle is going to fall apart. Oh, I thought we could get that furnace. I don't know why there's a furnace chilling in the middle of the road. But I suppose that doesn't make any less sense than almost anything else in this game. Let it fall apart, save the money for... Let the vehicle fall apart. Yeah, no, not gonna do that. Speaking of money for games, though, it's been incredibly nice over these... In like the last week and a half, people have been gifting games to me on Steam. And what I mean by that is a viewer who's on here, and we'll see him in chat pretty often, and he's in the channel Discord as well, which if anyone viewing this isn't a member of, you can find it in this Twitch's About page, a link over to this channel's Discord group for the community. But one of our regular members, Gargonzola, who I'm looking to play some games with in the future, Gargonzola gifted a game called Raft to me, said that they'd like to see me play it, and so I'm going to aim to do that at some point in the future. But aside from that, I've had a friend, Michael, who decided to gift me Street Fighter V, so we'll maybe look at doing that. And you know, I don't know that every game that I play is going to be streamed. In fact, I can almost say that, like, I doubt that's going to be the case. I don't want to have to think of, like, everything that I do has to be streamed, but like I said, I like sharing the experience and chatting with people, so I'm definitely not against doing a lot of streaming. But maybe some Street Fighter V. And then another friend, Henry, gifted me Stardew Valley. So, kindness of others, I've been building up a library of games to play. And then with the winter sale on for Steam, I went ahead and got my... Yeah, we're not going to get to 12 meters in the next 4 minutes, but that's okay, because we can do a take 2. I've been having a good time chatting here. With the winter sale on for Steam, I went ahead and got my hands on Terraria, which I think will be another neat one to play. For anyone that doesn't know what Terraria is, it's not dissimilar to Minecraft. It's 2D though, And it's a little more plot based, I would say. There's like clear objectives, and there'll be events that happen. So it's not like you're just wandering. Like, you're doing a lot of wandering around the world. But then there's also some pretty objective things of, like, when you get to a certain point in the game, it'll trigger events to happen. Things will attack your base. You'll need to do X, Y, Z, defend yourself against monsters that pop up. Um, and I've never played it before. I know that because I've seen other streamers or YouTubers play it. PewDiePie is who I mean. But that being said, I think that would be a neat game to play. So we've got a couple things on the docket to do. So gonna keep on going with Minecraft because, you know, I've said it before, but I really want to get around to doing a bit of Skyblock and speed runs with that. But for the foreseeable future, there's plenty of things to do for content. There's gonna be Super Smash Brothers Melee with Young Surge. There's gonna be hopefully some Dark Souls as well. But I've held off on buying that because I've been putting a fair amount of money into this PC build, and Dark Souls Remastered is like $30. So where I knew that I had so many other things going on, I've held off on purchasing that just for now, and I'm hoping I can actually catch it on sale because I want to say the $30 is the full price. So I've left that be for right now. Haven't purchased Dark Souls Remastered, but that's another one that I'd like to do. And then, as I've mentioned, with Baldur's Gate 3, that's something I'm going to want to get in on. And then, oh, let's not get hit by that tractor. So Baldur's Gate 3, you have 1 minute left, yeah, and in that minute, I'm not going to get to 12 meters, but that's okay. I don't know, maybe. No, it's okay. But in round 2, we will get to 12 meters. The next Breath of the Wild game, or the next Legend of Zelda game, is something I want to play. Because Breath of the Wild was such an interesting experience. There's parts of Breath of the Wild that I didn't like. I don't like the lack of anything to do really post-game, or like post-defeat of Ganon. The game kind of falls flat. You know, for modern games, I mean, especially spending something like, oh no, this is actually my first defeat in one of these, so, I mean, he's already insulting me all the time, I guess. I don't really care to measure up to this big, annoying man, but I didn't meet my own goal. Not that any of the other Legend of Zelda games really had a lot to do post-game, but it is more of an expectation with modern games, especially when you're putting in $60 for a Nintendo game. I'd say it was worth the $60, but I would have liked... I just, you know, it's like you don't want to lose most of your incentive to play a game after you're done with the story. So, you could always replay it. That never happens! Yeah, we never lose these. It's a big reason why I'm gonna start streaming Breath of the Wild. Yeah, and you mentioned that you were gonna do like Master Mode, and you were gonna do I forget what the name of the DLC is, but you were gonna do the DLC challenges. So that'll be interesting to watch. Yes, it's true that maidens love, positively adore small things. This guy's getting all smarmy on me, demeaning the size of the Katamari that I rolled up. But he did say, apparently would be popular with the ladies. So, not the worst. This guy is such an ass. And apparently it just auto scrolls through the dialogue because I'm not clicking anything here. Oh, have you been playing in the meanwhile to level yourself up in Breath of the Wild to prepare for? Yeah, on my Breath of the Wild playthrough, I've done all the shrines except for like what are they like Guardian shrines? So I've done 120. Nope, you haven't been. Yeah, so that Trial of the Sword I never played, but if I understand it right, it's kind of like waves of difficulty, but it does cap out, and it puts you up against a bunch of mobs. This guy is so annoying. You'll start the file on stream. Cool. Yeah, and I mean, it's just like the atmosphere of that game is so cool. The music is good. The world building is good. Like I said, my one complaint is I wish that there were things to do post-game to really kind of soak in the experience and feel rewarded. But it's like you beat the game, you load the file back in, and it starts your character at like the thing that you did very like just before beating Ganon. So it's like I would like to be able to interact with a world that acknowledges that I beat Ganon, instead of like beating Ganon, loading the file back in, and it being like you didn't beat Ganon, going around the world and interacting with everyone like Ganon still needs to be beat. It's like let me experience a world interacting with people where like the main conflict that you've been trying to overcome has been overcome, and like you get to see positivity from people and experience that feedback. I think that would be a good experience post game. That's not really there. Yep, so you did 80 shrines. You know, I'll say 120 shrines, not a ton to crank out. All the... I don't know why I'm forgetting what they're called. What, the little leafy dude? Koroks. The Koroks, for the people who get all the Korok seeds. Those people are loons. Like, don't track all the Korok seeds. Unless you're just trying to be a totally obstinate completionist. It's not worth the time. I haven't done it. You know, so I can't say like, oh, I've done it and it's not worth the time. It's just with that many Korok seeds, there's no way that it's worthwhile. So if I don't roll up the cheese... See, now we got the strats. Don't roll up the cheese and the mice leave you alone. And if the mice leave you alone, you can be a little bit more deliberate about how you start this off. So Nintendo rewards you with poop. Yeah, that golden poop that the... what's the dude's name? It starts with a H. Like the big Korok guy. Yeah, the game's meant to be played, not grinded. And there's a bunch of YouTube videos of people talking about that. Of it being like, look, you're really supposed to experience it more for the story than the completionist aspect. They want you to appreciate it intuitively more than like as a necessary grinding of everything. That's why there's pretty much no reward other than the self-satisfaction for Hetsu. Yeah. There's really no reward for doing all of it. Which is an interesting way to go about it. Like I wouldn't say it's punishing people. It's not punishing people for having done it, but it does defy the convention of, you know, oh, the player put in some massive amount of time. Now we feel obligated to give them like a, you know, near equivalent payout. It's like Nintendo just goes, yep, fuck that. That's not what we're trying to. Oh, that pigeon's trying to kick me. You know, it seems like Nintendo definitely took a very interesting stance in not doing that. But like I said, I have zero qualm with that, and I think it's kind of interesting, that choice. But um, I like I said, my one qualm with Breath of the Wild is the lack of anything worthwhile to do post game. I don't know. What did you just watch? I'm sure you're talking about something that happened in Katamari, but it's all so ridiculous that I don't know. A pigeon on a shoe chasing after an alien rolling a myriad of earthly objects. I mean, this is everyday stuff in Japan, dude. I don't know what you're balking at there, but have you not walked the streets of Kyoto before? I'm kidding. I've never been to Japan. But Nani the fuck? Yeah. Alright, so we started with, I think, 18 minutes. We're at... So really, I guess the goal here... I think I killed too much time last time leveling up. I think I want to meet that minimum requirement to get through the door, which was like 1.2 meters or meter and a half or something. Do that and then move on through. So let's just keep rolling around, gathering up wherever we can here and get through that barrier, which is going to let us get access to a lot more items. I feel like there's... Maybe I'm missing something. I might be missing some area where there's like a bunch of stuff you can access or something, because I feel like this first area is a little difficult to navigate and get items from, especially with the cats and the dogs. And oh, whoa, there's this area up here. I didn't do this. Well, I wouldn't say that's anything crazy, but... The atmospheric... I'm gonna let the stream run, take care of some cool stuff. Yeah, sounds good. I was taking care of a bulk of emails this morning, and a Facebook message I got from an academic mentor who I hadn't caught up with in a while, because look out for the shoe pigeons. Yeah, I never know when they're gonna get you. So I think at 45 centimeters, that means that maybe I get access to one of the barriers. It's like whenever it alerts you that you get access to a barrier or something. Anyway, what I was saying is I got word from a academic mentor, who I am always immensely grateful to for a lot of the stuff that they've done for me in getting into the research that I do. But where I was going with that, they messaged me on Facebook and said, hey, haven't heard from you in a little bit. Hope everything's going well. COVID this year's been crazy for everyone. And it's like, yep, absolutely. But I'm hoping, and not that things are like magically different here in the new year, but, I think a lot of progress has been happening with development of a vaccine, and hopefully me being able to get access to that and then alleviate some worry. And I've faced a lot of loss of people within this last year due to COVID, and that's taken a lot of mental strain on me. But I'm taking steps to do what I can to, deal with that and process and move forward. Carry on, and trying to be as mentally healthy as I can to take on challenges. But I've kind of been neglecting just through fatigue, I feel so tired all the damn time that I can't put in the mental effort that I really feel that I should be doing to some of the academic stuff that I'd like to be getting done. But hearing from this mentor this morning was encouraging and good, and I want to overcome some of the guilt of not getting the stuff done that I'd like to be doing, just because at the end of the day, it's like, it's no small effort to do this large-scale academic work, and when you're tired and you feel like all this stuff going on in the world is weighing against you, it's a little difficult to muster the mental energy to put in the amount of thought that creating quality academic work takes. Alright, well, is this a gar? Is this a alligator? Can't tell. Well, that being said, the concept I'm talking about there is not going to be new for a handful of my friends that hop on and watch the stream. So if I'm echoing anyone's thoughts on how they're dealing with or encountering the struggles this year, I'm glad to be as open about it as I can, because I found in recent years that, sometimes there's, not dwelling in struggle is a good thing, but there's something to be said for acknowledging reality, acknowledging circumstances, and the way that acknowledging reality lets you engage authentically with people around you. I think some of the most positive and productive interactions I've had with people is when I've owned up on how I'm actually doing and been able to level with people about how they're doing, because people are a lot more open when you're open. It's kind of one of those things where there's a give and take to it. When people know your experience, they feel that they can relate, and then they go, oh, I'm not the only one. Now I feel comfortable to share and engage and maybe move on from... Yeah, dude, I rolled up all those shoe penguins. They're in this giant ball. We dealt with those shoe pigeons handily. No more shoe pigeons to worry about. So we'll get access to this next barrier at 1.5 meters, I think it was. Apparently I can't really go up there. I mean, I bet I could maneuver it, but... I don't remember where the big stuff that I rolled up to get to 1.5 meters was, but... Oh, well, there's some crops out here. Nice. There we go, 1.5 meters. Such a bop. Alright, let's get through this barrier, go roll up a bunch of stuff. And there's a handful of things on the road that I remember I need to avoid. Cars! Big cars! So I really, once I get through that 5-meter barrier, I think we're pretty well in the clear, but we need to get to the point of being able to make it through that 5-meter barrier. These barrels will do well for adding to the Katamari. But I am beyond stoked to, given that the motherboard arrives tomorrow, beyond stoked to finish off this computer build and start improving stream quality. I mean, really, I'm going to be having top-of-the-line stuff with a 3080 and then a Zen 3 processor. If I'm getting any lag on stream at all, it's going to be because of insufficient internet, which, unfortunately, with where I'm located and the fact that I'm using this internet service called Mediacom as the provider, which is some of the most bullshit internet service I've ever dealt with. And I've largely been pretty much all of my previous experience is with Comcast. But for anyone that thinks that Comcast is bad, just thank God you don't have to deal with Mediacom, because they are the most useless customer service and the most unreliable for setup of a line that I have ever encountered. I want to say, not that people have any tendency of positive interactions with internet providers, but I mean, it is particularly bad. It's like if you go to the local reviews for Mediacom, like the Yelp or the Google reviews, they have like, I want to say less than 1 star. And like, imagine just how bad you have to be to get ranked that low in reviews. Like, for the most part, people don't bother doing reviews unless they've had polarized experiences. Hot wiring my PC to the modem? I don't know what that means. I am running an Ethernet cable, so I'm not running it on Wi-Fi, but I don't know what you mean by hot wiring. Direct connection, no router. We'll have to talk sometime about what you mean by that, because I'm not sure that I understand. In fact, let me rephrase that. I'm sure that I don't understand. But also, I'm going to focus here for a moment, because this is take 2, and I want to try to... Normally it's modem, router, Ethernet. This is simply modem, PC. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing modem to PC. Now the thing about it is, I'm paying for a 100 megabit service, and the next service up would be the gigabit service, which I'm sure would be better. But frankly put, I don't have the money to pay the cost of what the gigabit service would be right now. So for lack of being able to do that, we have the 100 megabit, which is potentially slowing things down. But beyond that, can I roll up here? Okay. That being acknowledged, if I'm streaming on here enough, I think I went on the website for what my data policy is, and it may be something where I need to look to upgrade, because this place is just jam-packed. I might be capping out like my monthly data usage, and I don't want to do anything where like they go, oh, you used a gigabyte beyond your terabyte monthly whatever, and then they charge me like, whatever, $100. That's a gross overestimate, but I'm just saying it's ridiculous that they go like, oh, you used a gigabyte over your service, we're gonna charge you an arm and a leg for that. It's ridiculous. But I don't know if I can roll this up. Yeah, alright. Come on. Alright, I'm gonna focus here for a moment, because I want to get this 12, and I think I'm pretty certain we can. Well, I don't know what's going on with all these vehicles, but looks like they're having a good time up here. Alright, 2.5 meters more. You only get 25? Yeah, well, that's what I'm used to getting. Here it's interesting. Near the city, there's a lot of fiber, but I'm not near Minneapolis. I'm like half an hour west of Minneapolis. But there's a number of fiber services that you can get in Minneapolis, and you could get gigabit service. You could get 10 gigabit service. Now, the interesting thing is, unless you have a computer that can handle that, it's like it doesn't matter because your computer can't send out information that quickly. It's like you can have 10 gigabit service, but if your computer is not meant to handle it, like you're paying for stuff that your computer can't even do in the first place. Stuck. I guess I rolled up a helicopter at some point. Alright, I'm going to focus for the next 2 minutes. I want to see how much this I can get. We did significantly better that time. Okay. Yeah, so the 25 megabits per second. So I'm guessing that then that's not my capping factor. My capping factor is that my computer is really not meant for handling the graphics requirements and everything else that I'm pushing. I think I've got like a 2 gig graphics card. In fact, I can just pull it up because I always forget what it is, but I want to say it's like a NVIDIA 980 or something. It's built into the Asus laptop. 940 MX, GeForce 940 MX. And I'm jumping up to a freaking NVIDIA GTX 3080. I was talking with the people at Micro Center, and they'd ask me, they'd be like, okay, so, you're getting some, like, really high-level stuff here. What are you upgrading from? And I said, yeah, just an Asus laptop that I've had for, like, 5 years. I said, this is, my first build that I'm doing for myself. And they're like, yeah, well, you're going to notice a little bit of change. I said, yeah, I should hope so. I should really hope. But that being said, it's going to be mind-boggling. It's going to be mind-boggling seeing just how well this PC handles stuff. These space rocks are so nice. Well, you better be an astronaut fast, otherwise you're going to get rolled up. And then their heads spun off their necks. I really just want to be able to do a... Oh, are there other worlds? What's this? Oh, it had told me something about this mushroom thing. What's this whole cousin thing? I don't know what... Oh, we're... What? Johnson? The Prince. So just all these... What's the instruction on this? So this is multiplayer? But like, I don't think you can do it over a connection. I think it's multiplayer as far as like local multiplayer. Make Taurus, make Virgo, make a star 9. Let's make Virgo. Since I am a Virgo as well, let's go for that. What is it? It's lacking a certain something. Is it our royal present? No, that's not it. Oh yes, we get it. Prettiness. The sky is not pretty at all. It's rough and masculine, possibly sweaty. What we want is pure girlish prettiness. Dudes can be pretty too. Come on. Don't be so sexist, man. There should be loads of maidens like those on Earth. I thought this guy was a scumbag before. Oh, be still my heart. The Earth is full of maidens, pretty maidens. And smart, and funny, and talented. Let's not just focus on the one thing. It's another lucky day for the prince. Days like this don't come along often. Roll up as many as you can and... Okay, that's fine. We'll start down here. "11 minutes. Let's go. Now that. Yeah. Move, people. Get out the way. Let's go up here. We can get all these flower pots then. Nope, we can't get any of these flower pots. Are these things following us? Seems they are. Touch a bop. Just waiting to roll up those children. So we can get some of these flower pots, and then on the way back down, maybe the rest of them. Not yet. I'm gonna have so much potential energy rolling back down everything. Ah, I got one. So apparently we're big enough to gather some of these people. We got a floating maiden in the sky. Got wrecked. Okay, we can get the hydrangeas. Fun hydrangea fact, and I'm surprised when I tell people this that more people don't know this, but hydrangea, you see these ones here are purple. For anyone that's familiar with hydrangea, you can sometimes see them blue, pink, purple. And the reason that you get different colors of hydrangea, to my understanding, or at least as far as I've always learned it, is they're the same plant, but you get them in different colors based on the acidity of the soil that they're in. I forget whether it's acidic yields a pink or base yields pink, but the other is blue, and then in some moderate acidity you might get purple. But it's neat because in chemistry, if anyone's ever done like titrations where you're trying to get something to yield, and the way you test it is you use some litmus test or indicator aside. It's neat that hydrangea are like a biological form of that exact principle. That they're sensitive to the acidity, and then they yield a different color based on that environmental factor. Talking about hydrangea, so hydrangea plants, if the soil is acidic, then I think it's if it's acidic, then they end up yielding pink flowers. If it's basic, they yield blue flowers. And so I was just talking about the comparison of that to like a conventional litmus test, and it's interesting that there's that you have like a biological litmus test in hydrangea flower color. Okay, you're kidding. You're kidding. I'm sure you get that all the time. I won't explain the joke though. So the goal really is to roll up as many women as we can. These police officers aren't doing anything for us. Is groaning at me for making that pun. Yeah, as much as I get motorcycle puns, I'm sure you get kid puns all the time. What's up with just a bunch of deer heads mounted on the wall? So, I wrecked the annual physical. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun. So I think I've talked about this in recent streams, but recently over winter break, I've watched a couple of anime series that I've been thinking to watch and kind of powered through them. So one of them was Kaguya-sama, Love is War, which was a neat one. But there's another one that I watched called Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, which is such a long name for an anime. And at like face value, that name sounds very weeb-like, which isn't to say that it's not, but I think there's some pretty good deeper value and a bit of social commentary to it that's good. But the intro song to that is just good. I've been like, you know, anime opening songs sometimes are either really hype or just really out of left field. And that intro was good. It's like sometimes, you know, Netflix or Crunchyroll or whatever subscription service you might be using is like, do you want to skip the intro? And if you're really stoked to watch the episode, sometimes you'll just be like, yeah, I'm binging through. Let's skip the intro music. But every time I watch an episode of Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, I listened to that intro because it was good. So, yes. On the flip side, Kaguya-sama, I always skip that one because I wasn't a fan. Alright, so I think we really should have done better on this one, and the guy's gonna insult us because I saw that there was a pathway for, like, if you level up. And we haven't leveled up to get through that pathway, I don't think. So, the big man in the sky is going to trash talk us again, I'm sure. Is it a firing squad? No. It looked like a firing squad, it's actually just their hair. I was like, are those guns? No. 56 seconds remaining. Another one. Another one. How did I miss these so many times? Come on. All of them. Alright, that's game. What insulting thing is he gonna say now? %, that's not bad. It's not that many, and it's not that few. As far as maidens go, these are about average too. That's insulting. No pain, no gain. Guys. Kawaii Researcher is the achievement I just unlocked in Steam. One with the cosmos. This is so trippy. The constellation of love. Yeah, check a notification on my phone. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be a funny thing to reply to later. Let's see what one we got next. So the academic mentor I was talking about earlier knows that historically I've been really into horticulture and plant care, bonsai. Let's do this Taurus one when I talk. But they said, hope you've been well. Hope your plants are doing well. Little do they know, in my current living situation, I was kind of faced with a harsh decision that I had to make to get rid of a lot of plants that I've been taking care of and crafting into bonsai for a handful of years now. So that's something that since I've moved to Minnesota I've had to deal with, is decreasing some of the extra commitments in my life to be able to focus a little bit more in on stuff and get rid of some material possessions. So they said, hope your plants are doing well. I'm like, yeah, I have about a third of the plants that I used to have. So whereas I probably used to have about 100 something, if close to, now I've got, a third of that. So I've mostly retained my succulents, a couple of coniferous, and a handful of deciduous, but most... Oh, now my Katamari's all cow family. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be one of those things of... I hate this. So it's like... Pretty much the objective here is don't roll up cows. There's gonna be cows everywhere. What? Shit like that. Like, I literally... Apparently, the cow on the milk carton counts as a cow. Alright, so we gotta do this again, because that's... They're just trying to be funny. It's like, hey, you see these small things? Roll them up, because it'll help you get bigger, so you can take on the big cow. Also, we're then going to tell you that apparently that was a cow, and you're going to want to start over, because you got, like, the lowest thing you could possibly get. Whatever, game. Whatever. Take two. Not mad, I'm just disappointed. Alright. So now I gotta find Tars again. I think this one. Yeah. Milk carton. Insulting. Alright. Yeah, don't roll up a milk carton, apparently. So it's pretty much, go turn around and look the opposite way, so... I end up rolling up something else I wouldn't even have known as a cow. I mean, that's a big cow. Well, I think the cows on the road are bigger. Does a bison count as a cow? Because that's a large bison. Let's dodge those cows. Get hit by a car. Are ice cream cones gonna count? Oh, good. Well, it's dairy. Next thing I know, it's gonna say I rolled up a cow. I think the largest thing I've seen so far is the bison, but I'm sure there's something larger than the bison if it's giving me like 10 minutes to do this. So really, this is just a challenge of avoid anything that might be related to a cow for as long as you possibly can, and then once your character's, your Katamari is sufficiently big, hope that you don't accidentally roll over something small that you couldn't see. Otherwise, all the time that you spent putting together your Katamari goes out the window because you roll up something you didn't mean to. Like, or you get pushed into something that you didn't mean to. So I think this space is getting a little cramped for all the cows around here. I probably want to get into a little bit more open of a space where I'm not going to accidentally roll into a street or get bonked into the street. Like that. So there's a cow. Let's avoid that. There's a bunch of cows. Let's avoid all these dudes. And roll on down. Alright. There's more of a town here. Yeah, this is a different town, so let's... Something's gonna roll up behind me. I am the one who rolls. I thought I could roll over those pandas. Hey, it's a rabbit man. Man. Apparently this is a panda mascot. Yeah, well, I'm not trying to roll over cows. Alright. Up. Turns the corner, almost rolls over a cow. Nowhere is safe. There's cows everywhere. There's even cows in the... Alright. We're not doing that again. We got a small cow after rolling. I mean, it's better than... Let's do the constellation. It's certainly better than, rolling up a milk carton. It's also not great, though. I mean, it looks like there's a handful of spaces here, but we haven't got any new constellations. It's just makes star 9, so... I don't know if... Like, really what I'm interested in is not dealing with the time restriction, and just being able to roll up the entire world. Like, it's neat to just go through, not have all the restrictions or worries of, like, hitting objectives. Just to chill, enjoy the music, and roll the world up. So, if I get, like, a sandbox mode... after I do all the story, like that's just a fun thing to hop on, do, and chat. So hopefully that's something that can be done, and I'll just power through the story to get to that. Alright, so let's make star 9. I didn't ask about another cousin. Did I hit the wrong button? Hit Q. I think I hit E when I meant to hit enter. Alright, let's make star number 9. Not ever been to Mongolia. Wonder if we're actually ever going to see any of these royal presents. Starting off at 1/2 meter. Okay. So we're trying to get up to 30 meters. And how much time are you going to give me for that? 20 minutes. We can do that. And break. Nope, we didn't break. That's nice. Put on the brakes. Ba-da-ba-da. It's a big world out here. Let's roll these irons and speakerphones. I'm just bounding with enthusiasm to get this PC built tomorrow and change things up here on the stream. It would be so much fun. Putting together the parts of the PC that I did yesterday was a good time. It's challenging because I'm going to be like ridiculously meticulous about the cable management in it, Um, just because it'll be fun to do. Um, Tomorrow's going to be good working through the challenge of the cable management and plugging everything in. Single star. We're almost a meter already. Almost a meter, a minute in. Can we get these now? Nope, not yet. These? Nope, not yet. Do-do-do-do. Alright, so we're almost a meter. Meter. We'll be back for those doggos momentarily. So I mean, if this one's supposed to get to 30 meters, and the last one that I did was like 20 meters and we were just tanking over some houses, then this time we're gonna, not even houses, like full-on industrial buildings is what we were getting last time. This is going to be a large, thick Katamari. Da-ba-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-da. Our first human sacrifice. Can't get Bear Man yet. Just knock everything off. Once we get that guy, all the dudes on his shoulder are gonna fall right in. Alright. Making some progress. Oh, we can get through here. No, we can't. Almost. So this is just like the... I guess it's not a zoo this time, but it's a zoo-like area. Soon we will be a menace to society. I guess we already are a menace, but... Get these fences, that'll be good. Da-ba-da-ba. Alright. Progress. I think that was like a bunch of payphones. Or, a palm tree. Still don't think we can roll up the palm trees, though. Palm trees are always a bit of an obstacle. we can get all these boats, and that's gonna level us up quick. That's a massive melon. Let's get all these fences. Yep. Yep. Fishies. I mean, I don't really think the tuna are worth it because they're a bit small compared to other stuff we could be rolling up. Let's see, let's see. Oh, apparently we got those sumo dudes up there. There's a barrier up there for 3 meters, which we've definitely surpassed at this point. Let's roll back down and back up. Can't get that. Palm tree. Maybe we can get the palm trees now. Nope. It's like, I don't know why. You don't even bump them. It's like, you just go right over the palm trees. And then you bonk it and it gets rid of everything. So get up here, take out those judo guys. If not, roll off the side. That's tricky. The design in this is so funny. Alright, and back up. That's a fish rocket. Yep, couldn't quite make that. But up. So we're trying to get 30 meters, we're at 5. Alright, I think if we go up that cliff, we're gonna get access to some bigger stuff. So let's figure out a way to do that. Starting to bonk into a ton of stuff. So we can go from... I don't think that shooting actually impacts me, fortunately. So I think we're supposed to like slip through here, or attempt to, and then go up. Dab up, but up. I mean, really, there's a point of momentum to this, which is to say that once you start getting the Katamari sufficiently sized, everything else just kind of falls into line, so. Yeah, let's take out these bison. We can do this. Probably even get this building. Yeah, log cabin. It's probably about the momentum we needed. We're rolling up fences. Can we get trees? Not yet. We pop back down here. Boulders. Get the palm trees. Definitely can't get that marlin yet, but... Or some of these islands, still can't get them. We can get this log cabin. Okay, then back into the city. Get all those palm trees. Cows, trees. Now we can get normal trees. At least those ones. Pop back in here. Let's not pop back in there. Apparently that's not worth the struggle. Can I not get this? Nope. Da ba da da. Ooh, all these trees. Let's get them. Let's get them. Come on, get up there. Nice, nice, nice. Tall totem poles. Let me just get all these trees. Lovely, lovely. A full-on forest. Now all these vehicles are no match. Still not big enough for these trees, though. Nice. Dabba dabba. Now we can get. Oh, still can't get the islands. Buildings. Full on buildings. Nice. Ooh, nice. Probably pop up here, grab these trees. Nice. That bridge. Nice. The Hara residence. Not big enough for that tree yet. Probably nearly good to get some of these buildings. Not that one, but if I can stop bonking on that. Not quite. Oh, it's like some 12-meter obstacle over here. Where's it gonna take us? Nice. Let's go. So I didn't recognize this area over here. Not big enough for that. We'll get there. So we're 4 meters shy of the goal. Definitely gonna make it. Mushrooms. Large. Giant circus over here. And anything that made any sense has gone out the window. Stick all those swordfish on there. We still got 5 minutes. So So this is all just victory lap at this point. So we gotta avoid getting hit by that giant thing. Let's leave that area and come back, because that dude's just gonna slap us with that whatever it is he's judo throwing around. Can I make it across that bridge? Let's try. Then, well, we can. We didn't. But it's possible. Well, okay. Where that thing is. It's like all the area we were navigating around earlier, now just, we eat up all the buildings way too easily. So in 4 minutes, let's see, 30 was the goal. Let's try to make it to like 60, maybe 70. I think we can do that. If I can get the control of this thing. Let me roll up this. Apparently I'm pressing the wrong buttons to do the speed deal. Should be big enough for these power plant things. Like a bunch of kaijus or something. Good. At least there's no Godzilla. Zapping us with laser beams or something. Yeah, we're at 50, so I think we can definitely get 60. Can we? Oh, maybe we could grab the building off the end of the thing. Yeah, we did. Almost, almost, almost. There we go. Still not the circus. We have 1 minute left. Come on, come on, come on. Let's get some of these buildings. Nice. If anyone were joining in at this point, they'd probably be confused as heck. Can I? Made it. Across the bridge. But we didn't get 60 or 70, but with the goal being 30, I did good. I did good. I'm proud. 56. Let's see what the guy's verdict is when he looks at the size of the star we rolled up. Stop what you're doing. We have plans to get together with your cousins, so we'll go back to space now. Royal Rainbow. He's nice this time. How is it? Is it just because I did really well that time, or because it was like the final star, and so he's finally being nice? There's no launch. Yeah, well, the world's being destroyed. The moon's disappeared. We can't launch the moon if there isn't a moon. It's getting chilly. I'll put some socks on. Okay, so I guess I go back to the story mode screen and see what the next task is. So there's no moon. We've been putting stars in the sky. It's like, why would you gather up the moon to make a star? It's not even how stars work. Giant gaseous balls of heat-emitting mass. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, E. E. Well, make the moon. Yeah, let's do it. Saluton. I don't know Esperanto. Why is he suddenly being all kinds of nice? He believes in us. We're rolling around the world. Katamari, smooth 300 meters. How long are they going to give us? I hope there's a lot of good stuff to roll up, because 300 meters in 25 minutes? That's like everything. Alright, let's go. Let's measure up to that task. Giant peach. But where's James? Rolling, rolling, rolling. Bum, 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 bum. Let's get these small ones first. Let's see if we can get the big ones. Yeah. Alright. These guys, too big. Yeah, figures. Let's grab. Can we get these? Yeah. Algae balls just rolling around. Let's go over there. Get those ice cream cones. Daikon radish. Avoid the bear. Yeah, let's get all those cows. I think we can maybe get these dudes chilling on the dock now. Yes, good, good, good. Let's grab these tuna and pop up the coast here. Not yet. Okay, so we'll come back for those cows and the fences momentarily. Can we take this guy? Nope. Definitely can't take on the elephant yet. You have the bikes. Can't take on a car yet either. Soon though. Let's pop back down here, see what we can grab. See here for the fish. Free tuna. Oh. I think that's all of them. I want to be able to get that fence. Let's pop up into here while we can. Grab up all these people. Got him. Alright, well the bison's gonna go for us, so let's dodge it. Now we can get fences. So we should be able to get these green fences, which will help. Roll over it. Roll over it. There we go. Let's just avoid that big drill vehicle. It should be alright. Alright, it's duck up here. We can come back for some of that small stuff later on. Or we'll incidentally roll it up. Let's not go off the edge there. These Petrushka dolls. Those tents. Those tents would be good. Got 19 minutes. This is like how much time we started with last time, so we'll be aight. Now the bison are running, as is the natural order. Still not big enough for building, so. Or rocks. see. Probably some cars. Yeah, we can grab a car. I thought we could grab a car. We're gonna knock it over, but then we have to pick it up. Okay. Let's grab these signs without rolling off the edge. Okay, managed. Let's not get hit by a train. Pop back down here. We're probably near being able to take on some buildings. Just about there. Alright, we're log cabin size. So next thing we'll want to grab some of is like small trees, if there are some. Just roll right off the side. I thought we'd be able to take those trees, but apparently not. Let's roll back up the cliff here. We still can't take on that drill thing. I'm sure that'd attack us. But we can just about clear that 12-meter fence. We stop bonking on stuff, we get there already. Cars. Yeah, let's try to get over this bridge. If we get over this bridge, grab up those cars, we should be pretty good. Made it. Without being able to take on that train. Alright, there's a couple smaller trees there. School clock towers. That's a weird clock tower. Alright, 16 minutes to get to 300 meters. Take on some of these boats. Apparently we can't take on a boat. Or at least those ones. Oh, we can get these houses, which is good. Well, now that we've got those houses, let's roll back around the coast. I don't know why like my speed thing's not working here. I should be able to alternate J and D to go fast, and it's not working. We're gonna roll up all these trees now, I think. Nice. Just pop down here, we grab the forest. It's a lot of progress right there. And then roll over the city. Okay, good, good, good. Now we can go back up the way of the city that we were just in and start to grab those up in a second. Okay, yeah, Young Surge. I saw the text. I'll check it in just a second. I just want to finish up this round, so about 14 minutes, and I'll check what you sent me. It's funny how much of a struggle getting over the outside of the zoo thing is. Got a sperm whale. Alright, let's pop back up here. Start to roll up some of this crazy stuff. Now we're big enough to take on ships. So in 13 minutes, we got to get this to 300 meters. Well, let's pop up this cliff, maybe. Come on. Nice. Let's pop over here. Grab up some of this industrial stuff. I feel like there's not as many moving parts this time around as the last game, which is good because it means they're not knocking off a bunch of stuff from the Katamari. 60 meters. I think this is further than we made it last time, which means now I can just roll up all kinds of massive buildings. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Like these guys. Nope, not yet. But I think we're almost there, though. If they'd stop hitting me. Come on. Go back. Roll up. Okay. And now, the time's gonna start to fly by. Alright, now we're bonking on stuff, losing trees. I think now we can roll up islands. Not that one, apparently. I thought we could pop on there. Yep, grab the giant octopi. Octopodes. Alright, so we're like a third of the way to the goal. So I guess the 300 meter goal is the rolling up everything in the world goal. So this is, I think, the final level. Roll back over here. There's some cities I've apparently missed. Alright, this is what I need to start making some progress. Ooh, nice. It's a giant building. Now we're rolling up cargo ships. Just knock off a bunch of buildings and not see much change to the Katamari size for it. Submerged. Apparently that's a giant octopus, because can't roll it up. Nor the building. Alright, let's grab some of these islands. I think you can even grab the whirlpools, which is crazy. And you can grab clouds. Alright, 8 minutes to get another 120 meters. We'll be able to swing it. But this is definitely going to be like rolling up everything. Jumbo Man. Take out those bridges. Should get these buildings now. Yeah. The heck? Mogran. Still just a preschooler. A 200-meter preschooler. Six minutes. What are these? What are those? Oni rock. It's interesting. Oni Island. Screen going white. Alright, let's roll back over. Should be able to take out massive boats at this point. Whoa. Alright. Now we're taking... Yep, there we go. Alright, 300 meters. Ah, so Young Surge, you sent that to me. Oh, did you start streaming? I see it looks like you're playing Ultimate, so you're running your Delgado streamer. Did you boot up a stream? Let's see. Not streaming. Okay, you were just checking out, seeing about streaming Ultimate? Oh, it's the monitor. Okay, yeah, you had told me about that yesterday. Let me take a look at it again. So this is just your setup. So you got your laptop, and then you got your monitor to the right. Or that one on the right is your monitor? Which will help when I use a capture card. Yeah, absolutely. That's nice. That is the laptop. Okay, so the one on the left is the new monitor, and the one on the right is the laptop then. Let's go over here. Okay, gotcha. Get all these ice flows. So we've met the goal. It's funny how quickly we went from being 300 meters to now suddenly we're like gonna be 500 real quick. Let's go roll up everything over here. You see how ridiculous this is, Young Surge? We're just, yeah, let's just eat up entire islands and a giant octopus and This is the glory of this game. So people do speed runs where they do this one, and then they're like, how quick can you roll up everything in the world? No, not the solar system, but like pretty much most everything on Earth. And it's funny because it's like you're doing this to make a new moon, because I guess the moon had disappeared, so you're making a bunch of stars in the moon, but you're gathering up all this stuff on Earth to do it. It's like, yeah, you become a black hole. Very much. And it's funny because like you get to a bigger scale of your Katamari and you start to see all this stuff in the world around you that like when you were a tiny little Katamari rolling around trying to not get bashed by cows, like you're like, oh, there was some massive cyclone. There are massive cyclones we eat up and entire weather systems, and it's just funny. You eat up entire islands, and you see these like demons that are up in the clouds. Okay, alright. The world was bigger scope than I ever knew. Be careful who you pick on in middle school. Soon they'll consume the entire universe. Go to the reunion. So what have you been up to? Just consuming everything in existence, you know. That's cool. I got a promotion recently. Really, at this point, you want to... I don't know what my, like, fast roll button is set to, because I keep trying to do it, and it's not working. It's supposed to be, like, alternating JD. Maybe I'm hitting it too fast or something. Because at this point, you really want to be doing fast rolls across the world, because you can roll everything up. You just have to clear a lot of distance to get every small little thing that's on the screen. I'm not going to end up getting it in 2 minutes just because I apparently can't manage to do this. Oh, there we go. So you want to be doing that fast roll a bunch. So we'll make it to 800 meters, but apparently we've become heavenly at this point because we have massive things rotating around. So the goal was 300 meters and we've far surpassed that. So I don't know what positive thing he's going to say to me this time, but it's funny that with how insulting he's been in some, it's like we're more than doubling the goal he wants us to achieve. The screen's like absolutely whiting out at this point. Alright, nice. Eeha! He's floating, but it's not a dream. Mellifluous? There, I looked that word up. This is something we do. When we don't know a word, we Google it. So, Mellifluous. What does it mean? Sweet or musical? pleasant to hear. So is it like melodic? Mellifluous. It's etymology. What are the smaller parts of this? Mel, which is apparently Latin for honey, and fluere, which is late Latin for to flow. So to flow like honey, mellifluous. So it's like fluid, like fluere, flow, mellifluous. I like that. Young Surge, if you're tuning in, this is another word of the day. Mellifluous. I have to remember that one. To flow like honey, sweet or musical, pleasant to hear. Get any comment or a compliment? Next time I'm going to say, that was mellifluous. And the usage in a recent time, of course, has dramatically declined. Because who's ever heard this word? Mellifluous. I like it. Learning something. Thanks, game. Got me a good word. Okay. When it gets this big, it's hard to tell what you have the most of. Plants. My, Earth really does have a lot of things. We'll now release the moon into the sky. Nice. Easy on the eyes. 1954. Is that all the story mode? Hey, it's nifty. At last, the moon is back in the sky. Welcome back, moon. This time, we, the king, worked our... Nah, king, it wasn't you, bro. It was the prince. We think we worked hard. We're pretty sure we did. Oh, it's you? Yes, what? What is it? Oh, I've got it. Maybe the prince grew it together. Okay. This guy is apparently very self-obsessed. The rest is... Are there going to be more stars? King of Usama. Queen. Apparently things are going bonkers now. You're welcome. Let's enjoy these credits in this mellifluous tune. Looks like we're missing one cousin there. Circle wasn't quite complete. The moon. But we can walk around. We're gonna roll up the world here. So Micronesia, Philippines. Alright, we're gonna roll up every continent. Well, every country, rather. My bad. Europe. I wonder, will we be able to get the tectonic plates underneath the... What a beautiful message, bringing everything together. See if we can get all these before the credits end. Should be able to get all these. There's just a bunch of small little islands too. There's one back here. One over here. Might be everything. Nope, one over here. Tiny one. Listed. Mauritius. Yep, that's everything. Because now it's zooming out on us. Nice. We beat Katamari Damacy. Damacy. Nifty. Nice. That was fun. And now we're on a lunar family vacation. Hey, the sky isn't finished yet, says Mutsuo. What else is there to do, Mutsuo? Let's see. What? What? Oh, we made the moon. But what's this Eternal 3 deal? What about this? Can we actually get to where this thing is rotating around or not? I think not. It just goes around the circumference. Make the North Star. Why would the North Star be any bigger than the moon? Well, let's roll it on up. For some reason, I don't feel comfortable at all. Is it because our royal present is missing? No, that's not it. Oh, that's it. We get it. There is no center. There is no belly button. There is nothing solid in the center of the sky. That's why it's unstable, off-kilter, undignified, and preposterous. Oh, we remember now. It's the North Star. Fist of the North Star. That's an anime I haven't watched, but it's like a JoJo Berserk contemporary, which is to say, probably worth viewing. But make it exactly 10 meters. The closer it is to 10 meters, the brighter. But there's a catch, or maybe two. How big the Katamari is to start with, nobody knows. But we'll show you what 10 meters looks like. Ready? 3, 2, 1. I don't know if that helped. Alright, let's just drop off the cloud. So there's not a time limit here. We're just guessing what 10 meters is. And if there's anyone who sucks at estimation, you're looking at him. And so if 15 meters was about rolling up buildings, then It's gonna be tricky. This isn't a challenge though. Can we roll up boats? We can roll up boats. But not big melons yet. Let's get these guys on the dock. So I'm thinking, I've told the story of New Year's Eve. I've told the story of the deal with getting the parts for the PC. So motherboard, I don't know, it'd be crazy if the motherboard comes in today, because if it comes in today, I will build the computer today, but with the Amazon 2-day delivery, I ordered the motherboard on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday when I got the 3080, because I was like, well, the motherboard that I ordered only had PCIe 3s, which meant that the 3080 requires PCIe 4, so I had to get a new motherboard. So I ordered it on Saturday when I got the 3080. And Amazon Prime expected delivery date was Tuesday, but sometimes they surprise you and get your stuff a day early, so if it happens to come in today, I will build the computer today. We'll see. So I think this thing moves back and forth. Apparently not. Okay, I'll just roll over it. We're definitely not to 10 meters yet. For 10 meters, we should be rolling up trees, I imagine. There's like 3 meters it wants you to be at to get through here, I think. I just hope I don't lose focus and start rolling up a bunch of stuff that is beyond 10 meter size. So a car. Alright, can we get out of this? Let's push forward. Escape. Got ourselves trapped here. Thwarted by a jungle gym. Maybe we roll sideways. Well, this is not spectacular. Almost, almost, almost. Alright. I guess that was the necessary momentum. Let's pop back down here, see if we can take out some trees. Not yet. Melons? Oh yeah. Uh, 10 meters, 10 meters, 10 meters. It's about 15 meters to be rolling up houses, so we don't want to get to the point of rolling up houses. I'd say we're probably like maybe like 6 meters right now. So I don't want to go too much further, I don't think. Probably close. Probably getting close here. Don't want to go too much longer. Let's pop in here, roll up a couple things, and is this about it? Got a feeling we're... Alright, let's call it there. We're gonna go with yeah. Nor am I. Is this 10 meters? And the verdict it? Went a little over. I could have kept going too, but I'm glad I didn't. Well, it was within 2 meters. That's not too bad. Just a couple too many trees there. Denjiro. Oh, I don't mean to hit enter. You're exhausted. The sky is done. The sky is complete. Phew, we are tired. Rolling a Katamari is very hard. Right, Prince? Wasn't it hard? Wasn't it? Well. Sure. Two centimeters tall, or? Cake time. It's another... Why are we getting another outro here? Let's just skip it this time. Okay. We're getting the outro again. But this time we know that we're rolling up the world, so let's do it quicker. Did I miss that? Because now we've got all of them. I didn't think I saw this one about the North Star, but of course we should have done the North Star before we rolled up a moon, so... Alright, let's gather. All the countries. Again. Round 2. Yeah, Europe. Grab Africa. All these itty bitty islands in the Pacific. Let's grab Alaska and Greenland. Oh, I think we got the United States there. Yep. You kind of want to grab the small countries before it starts zooming out too much, and then it's way more difficult to even see where they are. And the longer you go on. So I think it zooms out not by the size of your Katamari, but it zooms out by how long it takes you, maybe. You like barely see the specks. There's one right here. Let's roll back over it. So looking for, yeah, there's another one. Okay, roll backward. You might have everything, or just about everything. Yeah, got them all. Because now it's bringing them. It's a lot faster this time. I'll just let it go. So we got all the cousins. We did, I guess, all the quests. Made the North Star. Nice. 195 countries. So, I wonder if we should hop on and do something else. Maybe do a little bit of Minecraft here. Theme. Nice. Actually, might take a lunch break. Get on a little bit later. I think that's the call. You know, hop off, eat lunch, maybe do a little bit of Minecraft later. But that was a good time. So we finished up the storyline there. Now, anytime I want to jump back in, I can just go to those last levels, particularly that one for Make the Moon, because I think that's what people speedrun, and you just gather up as much as you can. So, even though we beat the storyline here, happy to jump back into playing some Katamari sometime and roll up a good moon. But I think that will be all the Katamari for today. So for anyone that joined or is watching this back after, thank you for joining. And tab is quick. Oh, no. We don't want to quit. We want to save. So we're not doing all that again. I think we save at the house. Yeah. Save. Yeah, we'll overwrite it. So, thanks for anyone watching. Appreciate you stopping in and watching this beautiful experience of Katamari Damacy. And maybe I'll catch y'all later. If not, yeah, thanks, Young Surge. All right, I will catch people later. Thanks for tuning in. Take it easy.